On Global TV News Express, the Economic Community of West African States says it has standby force to combat terrorism in sub-region. In business, federal government reaffirms commitment to provide remote work opportunities for Nigerian youths. On the foreign scene, Ukraine to present United States plan for a partial ceasefire with Russia. And in sports, Super Eagles head coach Eric Schelle set to unveil his 23rd man squad ahead of Nigeria's 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. The Economic Community of West African States has activated its standby force to combat terrorism in the sub-region. The regional body had in October last year hinted at the establishment of a 5,000-man kinetic force to tackle terrorism in the region. Speaking at the 43rd ordinary meeting of the ECOWAS Committee of Chiefs Chiefs of Defense Staff in Abuja, the Minister of Defense, Abubakar Badaru, says the activation of this force underscores the collective determination of member countries to confront the threat of terrorism. The First Lady of Imo State, Barrister Chioma Uzodimma, has been conferred with an honorary doctorate degree in public administration by Hezekiah University, Umudi, in Nkwere local government area. The recognition highlights her contributions to public service and humanitarian efforts in the state. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, reports.
It was a moment of celebration and recognition as the First Lady of Imo State, Barrister Chioma Uzodimma, received an honorary doctorate degree from Hezekiah University, Umudi. Speaking at the event, Governor Hope Uzodimma thanked the institution for the recognition, describing it as well-deserved. He applauded the First Lady's dedication to public service and her commitment to improving the lives of Imo citizens.
Let me use this opportunity to thank the leadership and management of this institution for finding fit and deeming it necessary to honor my wife today with this excellent award.
Governor Hope Uzodimma also commended President Bola Tinubu for his strides in the education sector, emphasizing the importance of continued investment in learning and human capital development.
I must commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for recalibrating the entire education system in Nigeria, introducing scholarships, introducing students' loan program, funding primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions.
Expressing gratitude for the honor, Barrister Chioma Uzodimma reaffirmed her commitment to advancing programs that support women, children, and vulnerable groups in the state.
I stand before you today with profound gratitude and deep humility, honored to receive this doctorate in public administration from Hezekiah University. This is not just a recognition of personal achievements, but a reaffirmation of the power of education, public service, and the role of women in shaping a more just and equitable society.
As she marked this milestone, many believe that the recognition will inspire her to continue championing impactful initiatives for the benefit of the people. In Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has detained 4 Chinese and 27 others over alleged illegal mining in Jos. This was contained in a statement by the Commission spokesperson Dele Oyewale in Abuja. He reveals that the suspects were arrested on Saturday in the premises of Jiasheng Nigeria Limited, located at Dura Rayfield, Mango Road, Jos, the Plateau State capital. The Supreme Court affirms Lucky Aiyedatiwa of the All Progressives Congress as the governor of Ondo State. In the lead judgment delivered by Justice Garba Lawal, the Apex Court dismissed the appeal of the People's Democratic Party and its governorship candidate Agbola Ajayi seeking to nullify Aiyedatiwa's victory. The appellant had sought to nullify the election of Aiyedatiwa over allegations of discrepancies in his running mate Olaide Adelami's name change and also challenged the legitimacy of Aiyedatiwa and the APC. The Kebbi government has confirmed that 26 people have died following a suspected outbreak of cerebrospinal meningitis in the 3 local government areas of the state. The 3 local governments are Alero, Gwandu, and Jega. The Commissioner for Health, Alhaji Musa Ismaila, confirmed this during a press briefing in Birnin Kebbi. Angry youths in Naka, Benue State, has set fire to the palace of Tenagi Chief Daniel Abomse and parts of the Gwer West Local Government Secretariat while protesting the killing of 3 people. The violence erupted after suspected armed headers reportedly killed 3 operatives of the Benue Civil Protection Guards at the Garua community in the local government. The bodies of the victims were brought to Naka in the early hours of Tuesday, triggering protests that escalated into destruction. The People's Democratic Party and the Rivers State government has kicked against the call by a faction of the All Progressives Congress for the resignation or impeachment of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. The development comes as Fubara says he will not be deterred by threats from those pushing to disrupt governance through the instigation of political crisis in the state. He warned against any act of lawlessness and insisted that his part would remain focused on ensuring peace. Justice Yetunde Pinheiro of the Lagos State High Court in Ikeja has adjourned the hearing of a suit filed by the reinstated Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, to March 17, 2025. Obasa is challenging his removal as Speaker on January 13, 2025, following allegations of fraud, high-handedness, abuse of office, and gross misconduct leveled against him by 35 lawmakers. The respondents in the suit include members of the Lagos State House of Assembly and former Speaker Mojisola Meranda. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission is set to probe the Osun State Government ex-commissioner for local government and chieftaincy matters, Adebayo Adeleke, as the agency invited him for questioning. A media aide to Adeleke, Kazim Mohammed, who confirmed receipt of the letter by his principal, says he will honor the invitation soon. Mohammed, who says Adeleke was met by the ICPC officials that brought the letter while leaving the premises of a radio station in Osogbo, the state capital, in the evening, noted that the ex-commissioner was not arrested as speculated on social media. Sokoto State Ministry of Health has warned citizens to remain extra vigilant as the state witnessed rising cases of meningitis in some local government areas of the state. The commissioner stated that the warning became necessary as most of the samples collected from the suspected cases and sent to laboratory for investigation by the ministry were confirmed to be meningitis. He says the ministry has intensified surveillance, case management, and public health intervention to curb the spread of the dreaded disease. The police command in Lagos State has detained 2 Pakistani nationals, among other criminals suspected for various offenses committed from February 27th to date. The command spokesperson, CSP Benjamin Hundeyi, confirmed this during a press briefing at the command's headquarters in Ikeja. Hundeyi stated that among those arrested were 2 Pakistani nationals who kidnapped their fellow countryman and demanded a ransom of 50 million naira. The Lagos State government has initiated an emergency response following the death of a 12-year-old student at King's College Victoria Island Annex after a diphtheria outbreak. 14 other students are currently hospitalized at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LUTH, receiving treatment. According to the Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, the index case presented with symptoms of sore throat and fever on February 22nd and was promptly referred to Louth. Political appointees who served in the ex-governor Idris Ichala Wada administration between 2012 and 2016 in Kogi State have made a passionate appeal to Governor Ahmed Ododo for the payment of their outstanding salaries. The former Kogi State appointees say they are being owed 3 months' salaries that have remained unpaid for the past 9 years. One of them, Austin Abba Medayedu, former Special Advisor on Intergovernment Affairs, made the appeal in an open letter addressed to Governor Ododo in Lokoja. The Enugu State government has vowed to investigate and arrest individuals engaged in illegal task force of collecting revenue from scavengers in the state. The secretary to the state government, Professor Chidiebere Onya, disclosed this in Enugu. Decrying the activities of the illegal task force, Onya says the state government will investigate the report and punish those parading themselves as members according to the provisions of the law. You're watching the live broadcast of the News Express. When News Express returns, U.S. to cancel 83% of USAID programs. We'll bring you details from these scene as well as business and sports segment after the break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of the News Express. In business, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, has revealed that the federal government was liaising with other countries to provide remote work opportunities for Nigerian youth. He made this known at the KPMG Budget 2025 Day. Bagudu stated that Nigeria, one of Africa's largest youth population, adding that the National Bureau of Statistics reveals that the country's unemployment rate dropped to 4.3% in the second quarter of 2024 from 5.3% in Q1. The Nigerian Labour Force Survey indicated that the labour force participation rate among the working age population increased to 79.5% in Q2 2024 from 77.3% in Q1 2024. Compressed natural gas users in Abuja have called on the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC) and the federal government to improve on the commodities availability across the country. Samuel Odi has the report.
Following the removal of fuel subsidy, the Nigerian government has launched a presidential compressed natural gas initiative to drive the adoption of CNG across transportation sector, aiming to provide relief on the cost of living and reduce reliance on petrol. A cross-section of Nigerians have commended the president's initiative on driving the adoption of CNG, despite availability being a challenge. The price of CNG is more cost-effective as it is sold at 230 naira, while fuel sells for between 860 naira and 890 naira.
CNG is sold at 230 naira here in Abuja per ACM, while petrol is 800 and something in some filling stations. So if you want to compare, like my car now, it's 5,000 naira that I fill it, but if I want to use fuel, it's 60,000 naira that I can fill. So you can compare the difference. So it's very, very economical and very good and very safe to use.
due to the lack of availability. Some drivers express their grievances over the amount of time they have to spend on the queue before they can purchase the compressed natural gas.
6 in the morning, this engine would enjoy, but 6 in the morning, I dey here 5 o'clock, I dey do along. I know if you come out to work, the thing dey very hard. And I beg, would they beg president, this way we initiate to us, it dey very, very good. I would thank him so much. But the only thing is that advice I won't give government before you go bring something come to introduce to the public, make you try put provision in place first before bringing those things out. Now the thing they would enjoy, but to get out there very hard.
Users of compressed natural gas speak about the safety and durability of the commodity.
Depends on the conversion. If it's from a locally, although they have stopped it, the ones that happen in Benin is a local made cylinder. So since then we have not been having any issue concerning explosion. So the safety and is very okay for engine.
The availability of CNG station is a key factor in its adoption, over which Nigerians have called on the president and NNPC to build more CNG stations. Nigerians have hailed the president for the initiative of the compressed natural gas, and they have actually confessed to the fact that it is way more cheaper and safer for them to use for their cars as well. But they've made complaint that availability has been a concern when it comes to the compressed natural gas. They've called on the president to make more availability and create more initiatives to have this compressed natural gas all over the country. Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television. Apologize for that break in transmission. President Donald Trump says the United States is in talks with 4 groups interested in acquiring TikTok, with the Chinese-owned app facing an uncertain future in the country. A U.S. law has ordered TikTok to divest from its Chinese owner, ByteDance, or be banned in the United States. The law banning TikTok took effect on January 19th over concerns that the Chinese government would exploit the video sharing platform to spy on Americans or covertly influence U.S. public opinion. On the foreign scene, China has expressed hope that lasting solution to the 3-year war between Ukraine and Russia ahead of talks due involving Ukrainian and U.S. officials in Saudi Arabia. China supports all efforts that contribute to a peaceful resolution of the crisis, according to the Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning. Ukraine will present the United States a plan for a partial ceasefire with Russia, hoping to restore support from its key benefactor, which under President Donald Trump has demanded concessions to end the 3-year war. The talks in Saudi Arabia come as Russia has ramped up attacks against Ukraine and Kyiv has hit back, including an overnight attack on Moscow involving dozens of drones, according to the city's mayor on Tuesday. The meeting will be the most senior since disastrous White House visits last month, when Trump berated Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky for purported ingratitude of the East, including the border towns of Goma and Bukavu he's too afraid to cross. In sports now, Super Eagles head coach Eric Schelle is set to announce his final 23-man squad this week ahead of Nigeria's crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying fixtures against Rwanda and Zimbabwe later this month. The Malian tactician, who released an expanded provisional squad of 39 players last week, has kept the Nigerian football community waiting as fans eagerly anticipate his selection for what will be his debut matches in charge of the 3-time African champions. Schelle's appointment comes at a critical juncture for Nigerian football, with the Super Eagles World Cup qualification hopes hanging by a thread after a disastrous start to their campaign that has yielded only 3 points from a possible 12. Bayer Leverkusen coach Xabi Alonso believes his team can pull off an epic comeback against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, despite trailing 3-0 from the first leg and losing Florian Wirtz to injury. Wirtz has been Leverkusen's midfield creative spark this season, but was ruled out for several weeks with an ankle tendon injury sustained over the weekend, ahead of Tuesday's return leg in the last 16 tie. A poor performance last week in Munich left Alonso's men facing a tough challenge, but the Spaniard says his side had nothing to lose against the German giants. As the Global News Express comes to an end, let's take a look at our top stories. The economic community of West African states has activated its standby force to combat terrorism in the sub-region. In business, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, has revealed that the federal government was liaising with other countries to provide remote work opportunities for Nigerian youths. On the foreign scene, Ukraine will present the United States a plan for a partial ceasefire with Russia, hoping to restore support from its key benefactor under President Donald Trump has demanded concession to end a 3-year war. And in sports, Super Eagles head coach Eric Schelle is set to announce his final 23-man squad this week ahead of Nigeria's crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying fixtures against Rwanda and Zimbabwe later this month. And that's it on the Global TV News Express. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.